How y'all doing? Thanks for checking out the channel. We got another Instagram deep dive down whatever rabbit hole they got for us today. I appreciate y'all checking out the channel. Appreciate you checking out the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff, please. After you've listened for a while, comment, because I know you're going to have something to say. And yeah, you know how we do, man. This first one here I thought was pretty interesting. A little outside of the purview of what we've been going through, but this here is something people need to know.
They have black people don't even know that every civil rights legislation in this country was given to us, authored and supported by Republicans and not Democrats, even up until the 90s. Even up until the 90s. So nah, homie, they say, well, the party switched. No, they didn't. Why do you think one gives you all the government assistance?
Keep you dependent.
Keep you reliable.
Because one of them is a slave master taking care of their slaves. Which one is that? The Democratic Party.
You got to do your research, bro.
Yeah, that's real shit, man. People don't want to talk about that. Everybody just, it's kind of a preconceived notion that if you are a minority, that you should be one to vote for Democrats, no matter what, because they're the ones that have your best interest in mind. But they don't. It's not that the right has your best interest in mind either. Government is government. It's basically a uniparty. So none of them fuckers have our best interest in mind if we're just the common folk here down on, in the trenches trying to get everything together. But at the same time, if we're just talking about the things that have been done that have tried to make it more equal of a society, the Republicans have gone way further out of their way to make that happen than the Democrats. If anything, the Democrats have done exactly the opposite, and they've masked it, they've shielded it as some sort of help, some sort of aid, some sort of hand up, but that's not what they're doing. Moving right along.
You guys are allowed to film.
Oh, she's not filming. She identifies the camera. So,
do you identify as a camera? You guys.
Okay, just a little funny thing in here. But the funny thing is, that's not funny, is that the girl asked her, oh, so do you identify as a camera? And when she said yes, the girl said, oh, God damn it, another fucking camera. Or something. What? Get the fuck out of here, man. If you can't film in here, you can't film in here. Although I think you can film in there if it's a public area. However, I digress. She identifies as a camera, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Oh, she's not filming. She identifies as a camera. So,
do you identify as a camera? You guys are allowed to.
I'm about to move on from this one. I just love that at the end she just throws that little arm up as she walks off. She's like, she's a fucking camera. What can I do? One more time for all y'all that missed that.
Oh, she's not filming. She identifies as a camera. So,
do you identify as a camera? You guys are allowed to film.
Oh, she's not filming. She identifies.
Another fucking camera? Oh, hold on. Now this one here is serious. This one here is serious. And, yeah, that's all I can say.
This image has actually no colors. Stare at the red dot in the middle for 5 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close your eyes for another 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now open your eyes. This image has actually no colors. Stare at the red.
There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that will never, ever be fixed. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've launched the important pay for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, and city halls. They got the judges in their back pocket. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest.
That's absolutely the case. It's funny to me, over the course of decades and you know, in the late 80s, the early 90s, early 2000s, and just on up to now, all of these things that this was a conspiracy theory, that was a conspiracy theory, this wasn't true, that wasn't true. I mean, you could go through and find a million different things that have turned out that they were not conspiracy theories. That's actually what the fuck happened. But I just think that's interesting. The further we get and the more things that happen, the greater technology is, the further reach there is for people to communicate, the more we see how quickly things crumble and how much shit is a conspiracy theory and how much bullshit is in the game and how there is an agenda that's bigger and beyond, you know, something that is supposed to be for the people and by the people. This is not that anymore, unfortunately. So it's just interesting to see how things have gone so quickly. You know, you if you had a tinfoil hat in 1985, 1990, if you was wearing a tinfoil hat, you were definitely on the fringes. You were a weirdo. You were Unabomber weirdo. If you wear a tinfoil hat now, it's like, damn, I wonder if they got my size. Because it seems like every conspiracy theory is true. Anyway, moving right along.
A lot of people just want to tolerate it and say this is fine.
Tolerate what? Tolerate what? Castration and double mastectomies for 13-year-olds?
Well, yeah.
No,
This shit aggravates
seriously.
me, man.
Yeah.
That's not tolerance. That's crossed the line. That is not tolerance. That is an inexcusable silence on the part of the majority, the vast majority, who knows this to be wrong in the deepest possible sense. Most of the bloody Nazi propaganda that led to the extermination policies at the beginning of World War II were predicated initially on compassion and tolerance. So this whole, we're being compassionate and tolerant, it's like, no you're not. You're aiding and abetting the surgical mutilation of minors. That is not compassionate.
That's what it
and
comes
it's
down
not
to.
tolerant.
A lot of people just want to tolerate it.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. The surgical mutilation of minors. You don't know how many people I come across and people that I talk to that are just like, this isn't happening. What are you talking about? You're basically out here blowing a whistle that shouldn't have a sound. It's just not happening. I'm putting together a video now on taking as deep of a dive as I can, trying to find some sort of data that's going to help us to put this whole transgender, you know, non-binary, I'm a boy, I'm a girl, I'm a skillet, this whole phenomenon, try to put it into perspective and how it's kind of come together over the last decade or two, and what numbers are really out there that tell us how this is growing, how it's affecting individuals, specifically our youth. So that's a deep dive. These here, down the rabbit holes, I'm just talking a little shit because I just want to share this nonsense with someone else. I just can't believe I'm seeing it, and I want somebody else to not believe that they're seeing it either along with me. But this other video is going to be a little deeper dive, much more factual and thought-based. This is all just obvious, like what the fuck is going on type of shit. Well, so is that, but anyway.
Elementary educators.
This one here. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm on Rumble. I'm going to be focusing the majority of my content. I will have more content on Rumble than I have on YouTube. I know it's only a matter of time before YouTube doesn't like the things that they hear me saying, and I'm not censoring anything I say because I don't think I'm saying anything that's wrong. I don't think I'm saying anything that's disrespectful. You know, I know that a lot of people on the opposing side of my views would say that hate, this is violence, and this is speech is violence, and blah, blah, blah. But I have an opinion, and hey, free speech is meant to protect the unpopular speech. Popular speech, by definition, needs no protection. Neil Bortz. Perfect. What a great quote. Okay, anyway, these ones here, this
is where it happens, my friends. The more work we can do at the elementary level, breaking down the gender binary, getting rid of girls and boys, and there's so much work that can happen, and we're going to have some of those conversations today.
My plethora of queer flags that I have in my classroom. And the truth is that we know that kids are coming out at younger and younger ages, and gender is, sexuality as well, but especially looking at gender, we have kids as early as 2-3 years of age. I always tell them, tenure teachers,
that educator, that woman who I think has a college degree in educating our children, just said, like as a matter of fact, that children today are able to identify their sexuality as early as 2 or 3. Some kids can't wipe their own ass at 2 or 3, or speak full sentences, or any of you that have kids, that are around kids, I'm preaching to the choir right now. 2 or 3.
you're going to have more longevity making change if you maybe play it a little safer for a little longer. Who knows if on Monday I'm going to come in and I'm going to be told to take down the flag, but I will do what Sarah did in Connecticut and not do so. Thank God for tenure. Lean on your tenured colleagues.
Basically, this teacher who has tenure, so can't be fired, I guess, is saying, listen, if there's a task too dangerous, if you have to hide something from the parents, or if you have to go against one of the rules, or you have to skirt through something, or you have to do something that is going to push through our agenda, and it's just too much heavy lifting for you to do because you're worried about losing your job, losing your insurance, losing your this, your that, your blah, 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 blah. Push it to one of the tenured teachers, because that's what we're here for. We've taken our lumps. We can push this fucking nonsense, and it's okay because they can't fire us. It's basically, that's not bad. That is what she's saying, clearly saying.
To do some of this work because we need you.
Because they all have TikTok, they all have Instagram, where they have to put their pronouns now. They're all used to it. So it's really, unfortunately, I think it's the parents.
Elementary educators, this is where it happens, my...
Unfortunately, it's the parents. How would you know it's the parents? Because the policy for most of you liberal-ass school boards is to not tell the parents. So how would you know if it's on the parents? Because we don't even fucking know. Fucking dodo birds, man. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I appreciate y'all checking this out. We're going to end this one. I want y'all to just take some of this in. These educators, they're here. They're here for our children. In the nicest of ways, of course. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe to the channel. Share this video. Tell your friends about it. I'm trying to do at least a video a day. I am not the greatest of time management, but I'm working on it. So I appreciate y'all. If y'all keep watching, I'll keep making them. Bye.